Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Erica Lucas, and I am so honored to be sharing on Take Root about the AromaTouch Technique. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and here we go. So the AromaTouch Technique is one of my most favorite things about doTERRA. It's one of my most favorite ways to apply essential oils to our bodies to support balancing and returning our bodies to a state of homeostasis, helping with muscle and joint discomfort, toxic insult in our systems. And it's a really great way to connect and bond people together. It's a beautiful technique to be able to offer to somebody, and it's amazing to be able to use it within your own family. There's really no boundaries when it comes to age. When it comes to people learning this technique, I know people who have become certified to perform this technique, but then they teach their kids how to do it. And then their kids are doing the AromaTouch technique on each other when they're feeling, a bit under the weather. And it's just a beautiful bonding experience in an excellent way and a safe way and an effective way to use the oils on our bodies. So really, the AromaTouch technique supports our everyday health. Now, it's not something that you would receive every single day. However, it is something that benefits your body and your system for days and days after you receive it. So it really does, as I said, help bring your body to a state of balance and homeostasis. And it does support your immune system, reduces toxic insult, helps with muscle and joint discomfort, as I've already mentioned. But you can imagine that receiving a technique like this, and especially I'm going to get into the details on the oils in which we use, and it actually receiving those oils into your system and them working together to achieve a joint purpose, it really does allow you to continue on throughout your week feeling more energy, feeling less discomfort in your system, and feeling a sense of calm and more balance. So it really does impact our everyday health. So how was this technique created? Why and for who? And who created it? So how it was created was Dr. Hill, who is the director of our scientific advisory board in doTERRA. He's also one of the founders of doTERRA. He created this technique, and it actually took him 3 years to develop this technique. It took him 3 years because he tried different oils combined together, maybe less oils than what he ended up with, maybe more. Instead of using this oil, he might have used this oil. And he went through all these clinical trials of all these different methods to see what would work best together. And so it took him 3 years to find out, is this the right oil combination? Is this the right outcome that we're looking to achieve? Is this the right hand motion that we're looking to do to achieve the desired outcome? So it took him 3 years to really kind of nail it down and come out with this technique. And it's interesting because it was something that doTERRA wasn't sure that they wanted to have on such a grand scale in the company, and because it has become this huge thing now. But back then, when Dr. Hill was first introducing the technique, David Sterling, who is our CEO, thought, I'm not really sure about this AromaTouch technique. I'm not sure if it's something that we want to invest a lot of our time and efforts into right now. Let's just focus on the benefits of the oils, being used topically, internally, aromatically in their own way. And Dr. Hill insisted that David Sterling receive an AromaTouch technique. And so he gave him an AromaTouch technique in his office, and it took about 40 minutes. And after the technique was done, David Sterling stood up when he got out of the zone, and he said, "What did you just do to me? What did you just do to me?" He was so incredibly moved by the experience. He was calmed. He was just feeling such a sense of peace, and thought, wow, you need to do that for more people. We need to teach people how to do this. Let's do this thing. And so that's how it began. And Dr. Hill started to become a teacher of this technique and was able to duplicate it to different trainers, so then they could have people become certified to perform this technique. So those of you who have experienced it, you understand exactly what I'm talking about when I shared David Sterling's experience. It is truly an amazing experience, unlike anything else. So Dr. Hill created this technique First of all, it really was a labor of love. Yes, he is the doc. He is the scientist. He can tell you about all the monoterpenes and sesquiterpenes and chemical compounds of each oil. And yes, that stuff matters so much, but it really was a labor of love for him. And the AromaTouch technique was developed to maximize the health benefits of essential oils. Its powerful benefits can be effectively delivered equally well by both the novice essential oil enthusiast and the professional health practitioner. So why should you use the AromaTouch technique, or why should you receive one? Well, it's to share an essential oil experience with someone you care about, first of all, to promote family wellness and relationships, and it's a simple and safe way to apply the essential oils. So let's go back up to sharing an experience with someone you care about. Just to give you a little example, I love to give this as a gift to people who I know are in need. So even my mom, she's a very stressful job, and I've told her that once a week I'll come over, bring my massage table, and give her an AromaTouch, because it really does transport you to this place of just peace. And and there's people who you might know in your life, or maybe this is you, where you have an experience where you have some discomfort in a muscle or joint in your body, or maybe many, and this is an experience that you can receive on like a weekly basis, monthly basis, to help with that discomfort. And I think about a woman who came to my house to receive the technique, and she had a lot of discomfort in her knee. And the interesting thing was, she hobbled up my stairs to come in to the house, and then I gave her the AromaTouch technique, and she was able to leave my house with less of a hobble, almost no hobble, and no discomfort in her knee. And the crazy part, you guys, is I didn't even touch her knee. The AromaTouch technique, you work through the zones of the back and of the feet, and you can even do the AromaTouch hand technique as well. And I did one on her back and feet, just like the technique that Dr. Hill designed. And she left my home with much less of a hobble and feeling so much better. And I did not even touch that part of her body. So pretty crazy, right? And it does promote family relationships and wellness. And again, it comes to that bonding that I was talking about before. It really does bond a family together. I think about a story that was shared by Rich Higbee, who is one of our executives in doTERRA. He shared something amazing with us about how, his daughter had lost somebody very, very close to her, and she didn't want to talk to anybody. She didn't want, any of the family coming in. She just wanted her private time. And anyways, he went to go check on her, and as he was about to leave the room, she called him back in and said, "Dad, can you please rub some lavender on my back?" And his heart just melted. And he said, "Yes, of course, honey, I can rub lavender on your back." And so these oils, yes, they have these amazing, impactful benefits on our body, but they also bond us in such a very special way. And it's a simple and it's a safe way to apply the essential oils. Now, I mentioned Dr. Hill. He is all about the science and all about the chemical constituents and the details, and I love that about him. But he also has made this very simple and duplicatable and safe to apply the oils as well. So the role of aroma and the AromaTouch technique, a lot of you who have experienced our oils already, the benefit of when you just breathe the oils in, you smell them, and they have the ability to calm you, to uplift you. There is definitely that role played in the AromaTouch technique as well. And the reason why this is effective, and you may hear this in this Take Root program elsewhere, but you have these receptors in your nose that connect to your limbic system in your brain. And your limbic system is responsible for your emotions and for your memory. So when you smell these aromatic compounds, you actually have the ability your brain has the ability to calm, to uplift, to help you remember things. It's actually really incredible. When you think about smelling something and it reminds you of something else, that is your limbic system at work. So that's how the role of aroma works with essential oils and with the AromaTouch technique. The role of touch, as I said, it's very bonding as well. I shared Rich's story. I think of another amazing story really quick. Dr. Hill shared a story about how his mother was passing away several years back. And anyways, he was in Japan at the time, had to get, had to fly home to be with her because there wasn't much time left. And, the family had been in there together playing music for her and just sharing some memories. And he asked to be alone with her just to have a couple minutes. And he pulled out his frankincense oil and he started to rub the oil on the bottoms of her feet. And he began to give her an AromaTouch hand technique. Now, frankincense is an amazing, powerful oil. A lot of you know what the benefits of frankincense are, but his goal was not to, revive her, to bring her back, to heal her body. The thing that he was trying to accomplish was to connect with her, to have a human connection with touch, with, an oil that is very calming and very soothing, and just to have that bonding moment with the role of touch included. And it was very, very moving when he shared that story with us. And again, it goes back to what I mentioned about Rich and his daughter. It does have this very special way to bond us. And even if it's not within your own family, even if it's, somebody coming to my home here that I've never met before for an AromaTouch technique, or, somebody who's maybe hosted a class to share with their friends and family more about the oils. A lot of the time I'll give them an AromaTouch to help them experience the oils in a different way. And it does really connect and bond us in a very unique way that I have never witnessed before. So I'm very grateful for that, for sure. So the essential oils that are used for the AromaTouch technique are Balance, lavender, tea tree, On Guard, AromaTouch, deep blue, wild orange, and peppermint. Now you'll notice I called Melaleuca tea tree because it goes by either name. But these oils are all used together to achieve obviously an amazing outcome. You have this section here that's really great for making that connection. When you first start to give the AromaTouch technique, Balance really helps people enter into that space of just calm. And Balance is an amazing oil that really helps to shut the brain off a bit more. The best way to explain Balance is that if you think about going on the internet and you have all these pop-up windows, and it's like so annoying, and you're like, oh, I got to shut all these windows. And you think about your brain as, it's racing and you have all these open windows. You just have to close the X and close down all those windows. Balance helps you to close down all those windows, all those pop-ups that keep coming up in your brain. And then lavender, we know, is very calming and very soothing. We get into tea tree and On Guard, and those ones are very cleansing for the body, very purifying, and also amazing support for our immune system. And this is where we talk about reducing toxic insults in the system as well. And then we have the blends AromaTouch and Deep Blue. They're very good for muscle and joint discomfort, circulation, just kind of soothing and just giving you a relaxed state in your muscles and your joints. And then you have wild orange and peppermint. And this, those of you who have experienced these oils know that these are very invigorating, right? Peppermint and wild orange, they're my coffee in the morning. So that's how we finish off the technique. We finish off with a little bit of invigoration for multiple reasons, but it helps kind of bring the technique full circle. And you were calming them in the first place and bringing them into this balanced state. And now we're kind of waking everybody up a bit and getting them invigorated before they head off. And again, wild orange is an oil that is amazing for cleansing as well. Peppermint is an amazing cooling oil. That's also extremely good for muscle and joint discomfort also, but in the purpose of the technique here, it's for invigoration. So just to kind of give you an example of what's in some of the blends. So Balance has spruce, hoe wood, frankincense, blue tansy, and blue chamomile in it. Now, again, all of these oils are very good for grounding, but we also know frankincense to be an oil that's amazing for inflammation in the body as well. So it's kind of interesting that was a blend that Dr. Hill chose. Again, these two oils are really to help enter in and calm. And then we have our tea tree, our Melaleuca, and our On Guard. And On Guard has wild orange, clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. And clove is very high in antioxidants. So it's one of the, for sure, in my opinion, one of the heroes of this blend. And of course, it would have to be included in the technique. Then the AromaTouch and Deep Blue, these are like wow blends. I mean, you have cypress, marjoram, peppermint, basil, grapefruit, lavender, wintergreen, camphor, peppermint, blue tansy, blue chamomile, helichrysum, and osmanthus. So can you imagine experiencing this if you haven't yet? It really does just help support the body. It really helps just support relaxing, calming muscle and joint. And yeah, you can see that especially with the helichrysum in here, the wintergreen, which is known to have that tingling effect as well for muscle and joint discomfort. Wild orange and peppermint, back to those ones again for invigoration and to kind of close up the technique at the end. So it is a beautiful technique. If you have not yet received this, you need to speak to the person who enrolled you and brought you into doTERRA and ask them to give you one if they perform this technique, or get you connected with somebody who will. And if you're interested in learning how to do this technique, there is a course that you can take. It's a 6-hour course. Just speak to the person who enrolled you with your doTERRA membership, and they can connect you with the nearest and upcoming event where you can go and become certified in the AromaTouch technique. And you'd be able to do this on your family as well. And also, if you go to aromatouch.com, you can find a lot of great information if you want to learn more about how this works in the body and whatnot. I'm giving you just the taste test of the AromaTouch technique this time. And if you do take the course, you learn a ton about the science. And if that's kind of what you're looking for, then definitely reach out and sign up for the next course that comes to your area. Okay, well, guys, thank you so much for having me on your Take Root program. I was honored to be able to share a little bit about the AromaTouch technique, and I hope that you guys all get an AromaTouch technique very soon so you can experience the amazing benefits. Have a wonderful night, and we'll talk to you all very soon.